A split second can change a life, and that was certainly true for a Natick couple.
But they continue to fight back against the physical pain and emotional scars incurred 5 years ago. Here's Nicole.
It probably took maybe maximum 30 seconds to do to us what was done. And when I think of the amount of people it affected in a negative way, yeah, that's upsetting.
Each one of these steps is a quiet triumph, a promise kept. A journey that began 5 years ago on an ordinary walk before dinner. Just a loop around their Natick block, something Kimberly Gunner and Andy Colbert did regularly.
We decided just to take a quick walk before dinner because we usually walked every day.
But this day was different, a small change in their routine. After all, it was a hot August day. The couple was seeking a shortcut, some shade.
We detoured down Washington Ave because it was really hot. It was shadier down Washington Avenue.
Seconds later, a moment that would change their lives forever.
And I saw a truck kind of coming down the street quickly, swerving, and then all of a sudden it like turned toward me, and I thought to myself, that's not happening. It's got to stop, and it didn't.
In an instant, both Andy and Kimberly were thrown through a fence, the driver then running over both of Kimberly's legs before taking off, leaving Andy injured but conscious, Kimberly motionless.
Felt like a millisecond, also felt like an hour. First thing I saw was Kimberly, and she was in really bad shape.
MedFlight rushed Kimberly to Tufts Medical Center, where orthopedic trauma chief Dr. Scott Ryan got the call.
We have someone that's been hit by a car, and she's got a bunch of injuries that we need to take care of, and they're emergent.
She would have several surgeries that night alone. Abdominal injuries, ankles, her left leg shattered.
Her femur determined was a significant amount of bone loss from the top third all the way down to the knee. It was gone, just gone.
A piece of the fence through her body, miraculously missing all of her internal organs. They were the kind of injuries that Dr. Ryan says people don't often survive. But somehow, Kimberly did.
I don't like to say miracle, but it's a miracle.
30 days in the hospital, 30 more in rehab.
I woke up not knowing where I was. Every limb was wrapped. I just remember being like, oh, I must have been in an accident.
Recovery meant learning to walk, and a medical procedure that meant regrowing the bone in her leg. Dr. Ryan says her bone had to regrow 7.5 inches, at the limits of what medicine can do.
Are you, in essence, saying that if there was another inch here, another 2 inches, it would have been beyond the limits, or?
It's just about, yeah.
Wow.
If it didn't work,
the worst case scenario is you could lose your leg.
For 9 months, 3 times a day, Kimberly would use a magnetic machine at home to regrow the bone.
I'd hold it to my leg, I'd look at the little screen, and it would, it was growing my bone by fractions of millimeters.
The physical scars remain. She still sees Dr. Ryan for regular checkups. Her care team, from the EMTs to the surgeons, now like family.
They were a new established family for me from the moment I woke up. That was like, these are the people that are like, they were literally pulling for me.
The emotional scars, she says those are more difficult to heal. Trauma is an unwanted companion.
You just kind of live with it, and I think we're still digesting and processing this because it was so intense.
They credit their emotional healing to community support.
There is still hope even when things get hard.
Kimberly says her trauma is so much bigger than herself. The community was in shock. Ironically, she carried a lot of guilt around that.
I felt so sad for everybody. I was like, God, what an awful thing to learn about somebody.
So they healed together. The community wrapped around them, yard sales, art, this Afghan.
The artists of Natick put together this healing blanket inspired by the tunnel of love under which we were married.
Hundreds of handmade hearts on metal rings.
This brought me to tears. They were created by young and old with massive amounts of tenderness and love. Each one had a message. Healing for everybody, really.
5 years later, she says sharing her story is a love letter to the hundreds of people who surrounded her family in incredible support.
It was motivating. It was awesome.
Today, Kimberly and Andy are walking forward, one grateful step at a time.
Wow, indeed. And Kimberly still has more surgeries ahead. Kimberly and Andy both say that there's so much more than just what happened to them. They share a real passion for music, art, photography, and they have a tight circle of friends.
Sounds like it. As for the hit-and-run driver in the incident, he was a 17-year-old juvenile who was arrested and charged with various offenses, including driving under the influence of marijuana. The case was resolved in 2020. The Middlesex County DA's office did not comment on the specifics of that resolution, but it was supported by Kimberly and Andy.
All right.